Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, Once Upon a Christmas Miracle. Please welcome back to our home, Aimee Teegarden.
Welcome back, Aimee. We're happy to have you.
We're so happy to see you. So I love the premise of this movie. I love this movie. You're so good in it.
Oh, thank
and
you.
it's based on a real-life story, and it celebrates the kindness of strangers and really the goodness in the world. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so the story is actually based off of a real-life couple. This girl, Heather Kruger, who I play in the film, she was a nursing student, wasn't feeling well, and she goes to the doctor and they tell her she has stage 4 liver failure. She is going to need an organ transplant. She goes on the list. There's nobody that's matching. All of her friends and family go to try to get a match. None of them match. They tell her she needs to get a living donor. And nobody's a match, and so this guy overhears it in his break room about somebody talking about their cousin, how they're in liver failure, and he goes to the hospital, gets tested, finds out he's a match, has never met this girl in his entire life, and willingly says, like, I wanna donate half my liver to you.
Isn't that so beautiful?
I mean,
it's an incredible story. I mean, the fact that it's a true story, for me, always hooks me a little bit. Like, I love that.
I mean, it shows the goodness of human nature.
It shows the goodness. It's
really
out there for sure. And I love that, through this movie, more and more people will get to hear about it. We got a clip from the movie, actually, where your character, Heather, and Chris are starting to get to know each other a little bit. Chris played by Brett Dalton. And some sparks are starting to fly. Let's have a look.
smell that?
Yeah.
It smells like Christmas.
Going up to a wreath maker, of course it would.
When I trim the cedar bushes at the cabin, smell of fresh cut evergreen. Oh, I love it.
I love that smell.
I wanted to go get trimmings before the operation so I'd have some material to work with while recovering, but the doctor said I can't do anything too strenuous before surgery.
You asking me to go to the cabin to help gather clippings for your wreaths?
What? No. That wouldn't be nice. I've asked you for way too much already.
Well, you haven't asked me for anything, really.
Technically, no, but I can't ask.
All right, you talked me into it. I'm free tomorrow.
Like, first of all, very sweet scene, great connection between you two. Obviously, you guys are actors, but as I'm watching it, we're thinking, like, this really happened. Like, this moment between two people getting to know each other while we're talking about the surgery coming up. I mean, it's an amazing, amazing story. And I know the people that your characters are based on, the real life Heather and Chris, were on set, and you got to spend some time with them. Tell me what that was like.
Yeah, they actually were able to come out to set for a couple of days, and it was so lovely meeting them. They are just the cutest couple, and I mean, once again, like, tapping back on that of somebody who doesn't know anybody, complete stranger, and like giving half their liver and going through that.
My goodness.
There they are.
And they got to be in the movie as well?
They're in the movie as well.
I love that. That looked like it was a set photo, so that was in a big ballroom scene or something?
It was a big snow globe. So you could globe yourself. You make yourself into a snow globe and yeah.
Fun.
Another thing about this movie that I think is really beautiful is not only is it a great love story, but it also sheds light on the importance of organ donation and even considering organ donation, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's this time of the year, I feel like, there's so much going on and things and stuff and people and appointments and meetings, and it's such an amazing thing to like kind of take back a second and really think about like being able to give the ultimate gift at the end of the day.
Right, the gift of life, for real. Because without his organ, she wouldn't have survived.
No.
Certainly, like I said,
selfless.
act there, and I know selfless acts are not only seen in the movie. I mean, you volunteer in real life. You spend time a lot in the animal rescue world. You work as a volunteer at Best Friends Animal Society, right?
Yeah,
You get a lot out of that, so tell us about that.
I do. I mean, I grew up with animals. We used to do a lot of dog rescue, and especially like American Esky Rescue. And NKLA is part of Best Friends Animal Society, and it stands for No Kill Los Angeles, which we are almost at. So hopefully very, very soon we'll have no killing in any of the shelters. And so I'm a Black Paw volunteer there, and so I go when I can and walk dogs and play with them, interaction. They do certain times where you can go in and read books to them.
Good for you.
And I know they have another program which is really great. If you can adopt, you can at least bring the dog home and let him sleep in your house for a night.
They do foster programs, so you can either foster for a couple of days, a week. They do like slumber party sleepovers.
Isn't that
long
sweet?
It is
weekends.
super sweet. I'm convinced they're all just hoping for foster failures, though, don't you think?
That does kind of happen.
Take this
Once
little
you get
cutie
him
home for the weekend and let's see what happens.
Hard to give them back.
Yeah, that's
well, I know that happened to you 13 years ago. You took a cutie
right.
home and you still have her in your life.
I know,
Little Gizmo.
Gizmo, she is. I mean, though, if I brought another one home, I know she's ridiculous.
She looks like an Ewok.
She is ridiculous.
She is so cute, or a gremlin even.
I mean.
And I know you take her everywhere because she is little enough to travel with. You actually took her on the set of this movie. How did she do in the sub-zero temperatures?
She doesn't have a lot of,
Anything on
big
her.
coat.
Yeah, she's like 3.5, 4 pounds, so
boy.
she's an itty bitty. And she went to Winnipeg with me. And the first day when we got off the plane, she was like, "I don't know about this, Mom." But then, it's all about layering, and she is such a trooper. She was out and about in the snow, and it was.
How much could you layer on her?
I was just going to say, I mean, the layers are going to weigh more than she does. She
It
weighs
was-
3.5 pounds.
It was a bit ridiculous, but and then she would be walking a couple blocks and then would just be shaking, and so I'd have to put her in the bag with the hot water bottle and wrap her up.
Hot water bottle. That's hysterical.
I just want to point out the fact my dog weighs like 85 pounds or something,
Right.
like 3.5.
And
I
a
don't know.
Doberman and wouldn't feel a thing.
No, he'd be like,
exactly. Thank you so much for being here, Amy.
Yes,
It's
thank
wonderful
you.
to
for
have
having
you
me.
here.
It's always
stuff
such a
you're doing.
pleasure being here.
Thank you. And you all be sure to watch Once Upon a Christmas Miracle Sunday, December 2nd at 9, 8 Central on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.